Welcome to the Writers Clinic. In today's episode, we are going to look at how to write children's books. In this episode, I will draw a lot from my own experience as a writer of children's books. I remember vividly when I was introduced to toothpaste as a small, barefooted boy growing up in Navuhi village, Vihiga County, in the Republic of Kenya. A toothpaste manufacturing company distributed small sachets of the paste to all of us in school. I was excited to receive mine, but I did not have a toothbrush. On the way home, I licked and swallowed all the stuff. Most of my fellow pupils did the same. But one thing remained stuck in my memory: the name of the toothpaste. As I matured and came to terms with myself, and I came to know the real use of toothpaste, I couldn't be swayed to buy any other toothpaste. It is interesting that I still find myself buying the same brand of toothpaste to date. The lesson here is simple. Catch them young and they will always be loyal. Give children good books and they will grow up as ardent readers, period. How do you ensure that you write good books for children? First, remember that writing for children is not as simple as it may appear. However, it includes every category of adult writing that exists. That is fiction, picture books, non-fiction, biographies, autobiographies, factual books, poetry, and plays. What is true of distinctive writing for adults is also true of fine books for children. But there is an additional skill required if one has to write for children. You have to remember that children are not your peers. They live on a more intense level. To write for them, you have to operate on that intense level. You have to first take them seriously and take writing children's books seriously. You cannot succeed if you think writing for children is the first step to writing big things. Children's books are an art in themselves, and anyone who regards them simply as a step along the way to real serious writing is simply lost. Well, in writing for children, the choice of words should be done with a lot of care. The gift of evocation and denotation is special to children and should be invoked. You are lucky and fortunate if you have retained your own childlike vision. If so, you can speak to children in their special poetic shorthand. Good writers for children project themselves into the world of children. They know and feel what children know and feel. They speak like children and know what children know about situations. This is different from what adults in similar situations know. That is why those who get embarrassed on my behalf and dismiss me as some shamba for licking and swallowing toothpaste will never be writers for children. They are pretenders, and the best is for them to try selling cabbage or quail birds to adults and never attempt to write for children. To write for children, you have to understand the nature of children, what they are capable of doing, and what is normal to them. Children are fresh. They are not hypocritical. They do not suffer from guilt. They smell good and bad things without inhibitions. They do not label things by applied standards or preconceived standards of good or bad. Because most things are happening to them for the first time, children are open to belief in fantasy. Nothing is routine to children yet. They have no restrictions on their emotions. And that is why successful writers are those who look at the world around them with a childlike vision. The field of children's books is exciting, if not specialized. To write for children, you must be absolutely honest with yourself and with them. Best writers for children use simple words because simple language is the most effective. But fantasy and magic are a critical component of children's literature. The difference between children and adults is that adults grow up and put magic away, but magic is real to the child. Publishers are looking for children's books which present to the youngsters the best images and models for emulation. Let me give an example. While writing my book entitled Jomo Kenyatta, Father of Harambee, I realized that I should not produce a book that attempts to dupe children, even when writing about a revered person. The book had to mirror the emotional landscape of children and depict Jomo Kenyatta, the first president of the Republic of Kenya, as a human being with the weaknesses that you and I have. I have written more than 30 children's books, including Home at Last, The Crying Stone, The Film Star, When the Dead Met the Living, Caught in the Wax, The Magical Bird of Navui, The Sunday School Project, King of All Fish, Uncle Sese, The Knife, Nyenyeka the Chameleon, Tura and his friend, Chiche na mwizi wa redio, Waganga wa Zayani, The Slave Child, Letter to God, Simbi at the Market, Sanjula's Journey to the Big City, What Will I Be, Wonders and Worries, and many other books. So I can authoritatively say that good children's books do not just teach. They also entertain. They arouse curiosity. Good books for children enrich and stimulate their imagination. They also develop children's intellect. But more importantly, they clarify disturbing emotions in children. That brings us to the end of today's episode. On behalf of my sound controller, Pambi Igara, and my cinematographer, Neka Igara, I want to welcome you again to our next episode that will come to you right from here, Kahawa Sukari Estate, Kahawa Sukari Avenue 1335.